You know how it is. Life rushes by, kind of a blur of activity, and before you know it, those vivid memories, special moments,
Yeah,
the little details that made them so meaningful, they start to fade around the edges. It's like trying to hold on to smoke, isn't it?
it truly is.
Yeah,
That's a really common human experience, I think. We all have those times we wish we could just revisit with perfect clarity.
definitely.
And it's more than just, wanting to feel nostalgic. It's about gleaning insights, maybe from our past and living more fully now.
Absolutely. And that's precisely what we're diving deep into today.
Hmm.
The real value of actively, keeping our memories alive.
Hmm.
We're going to explore how dedicating a little time and effort to memory keeping, maybe with the help of a well-designed journal, can make a profound difference.
Right.
Now, for those of you who've joined us before, we've touched on how thoughtfully created tools can support various aspects of our lives.
We have.
And Listallion has come up in those discussions, yeah. Particularly when we've talked about cultivating more mindful habits.
They have, yeah. They have this knack for creating items that really serve a purpose beyond just the material object itself.
That's a good way to put it.
And today we're focusing on their memory-keeping journal.
Mm-hmm.
Our goal is to really unpack why this practice, preserving memories, why it's so vital,
Okay.
and to see how a journal specifically designed for this, like the Listallion ones, with their particular features, can make it not just something you should do.
Right, not another chore.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But something you actually enjoy doing,
Yeah.
and a really effective way for you, for anyone, to deepen your connection with your own story
Uh-huh.
and bring more intention to daily life.
So think about this for a second. Has there ever been a time, maybe after an incredible vacation or, I don't know, during a really significant chapter of your life,
Mm-hmm.
where you've thought, I really, really want to remember this, like the feeling, the details,
Oh, definitely.
and then maybe a few months or years down the line, you realize that some of those precious details, the feelings, the little nuances, they've become kind of hazy.
Yeah, that feeling of a memory slipping away. It's something most people can connect with, I think. Time just has a way of blurring the specifics.
It really does.
You might recall the big picture, the graduation, the wedding, maybe the birth of a child,
Yeah.
but the smaller, often incredibly meaningful details, they often get lost in the shuffle.
Yeah.
It's like having a photograph where, I don't know, the edges have softened and the colors have faded a bit.
And that can leave you with this almost like unsettling feeling. Like a part of your personal narrative is becoming indistinct.
Mm.
It's not just about sentimentality either, is it? When we lose those specific details, we can also lose valuable opportunities for learning, for growth.
That's spot on.
Right.
We might forget the precise steps we took to overcome a challenge or the exact moment our perspective shifted on something important.
Uh-huh.
Precisely. Those seemingly small details often hold the key to understanding our personal evolution. Actually, a friend of mine, let's call her Sarah, she had this amazing experience hiking part of the Appalachian Trail a few years back. And initially, she could recount all sorts of vivid anecdotes, the kindness of strangers, breathtaking views, the sheer physical challenge.
Wow, yeah.
But over time, when I'd ask her about it, the stories became more generalized. She'd say it was amazing or really difficult, but the specific moments,
Mm-hmm.
like a close encounter with a deer or a particularly meaningful conversation with another hiker,
Those faded.
they became harder for her to recall.
Yeah.
And she expressed a real sense of regret, that those rich details were slipping away.
That really resonates. And I guess that's where the simple act of journaling steps in as such a powerful tool, isn't it?
It really is.
It's about taking a more active role, right?
Yeah.
Preserving those moments rather than just passively watching them drift away.
Exactly. By intentionally recording our thoughts, experiences, reflections, we're essentially laying down stronger anchors for those memories.
Anchors, I like that.
The act of writing itself encourages a deeper level of engagement with the experience. You're not just passively observing, you're actively processing, articulating what's happening, what you're feeling, what you're noticing. This process of encoding the memory in written form strengthens its hold in our minds, makes it more accessible later on. It becomes a tangible record, a personal artifact of your life.
Right, like a personal artifact. Which brings us back to the Listallion Memory Keeping Journal.
Mm-hmm.
As we've said, Listallion really focuses on creating quality items for mindful living, and their memory keeping journal seems particularly well suited for exactly this task.
It is. When you look at the design, the features, you can see they've considered the long-term goal, memory preservation.
So.
Well, take the quality of the materials, for instance. The premium faux leather cover It offers a really robust layer of protection for your entries. Ensures the journal can withstand years of use, years of revisiting.
That's important for something you want to last.
Definitely. And the paper, it's thick. 120 GSM wood-free ivory paper. 211 pages of it.
Yeah.
That speaks to a commitment to longevity.
So ink won't bleed through.
Exactly. It's designed to handle frequent writing, even adding small mementos, without the ink bleeding through and messing up your precious recollections on the other side.
Okay, that's practical. And beyond just the feel and durability, the specific features seem really useful for memory keeping.
Like what?
Well, the A5 size, for one. And the line pages, some with those helpful dash lines, right? At a comfortable 7.5 millimeter width. They provide ample space to really flesh out your memories with detail.
Right.
You're not limited to just jotting down a few words. You actually have room to describe the sights, the sounds, the smells, the emotions.
That space is crucial, isn't it? It allows you to move beyond a simple log of events and really capture the essence of the experience.
Yeah.
And the durability we mentioned is vital. A memory journal is something you'll likely be handling, revisiting for years, maybe decades. So a sturdy construction ensures it holds up.
And then there are those organizational features. The built-in table of contents, the numbered pages.
Yeah.
To me, that's where this kind of journal really shines for memory keeping. Imagine being able to easily index key events or periods in your life.
And then find them again.
Exactly. Quickly locate those entries years later, that anniversary dinner or that trip.
That's a game changer, truly. Without those features, finding a specific memory in, pages and pages of entries can be like searching for a needle in a haystack.
Totally frustrating.
But with a table of contents and numbered pages, you can create a personal index. Makes it incredibly efficient to revisit particular moments or even track recurring themes in your life.
Right.
It transforms the journal from just a simple notebook into a personal archive that's actually accessible, usable.
And let's not overlook that back pocket. It might seem like a small thing,
The pocket.
but it provides this perfect little space to tuck away those tangible reminders, a ticket stub from a great concert, a photograph from a special day, maybe a note from a loved one. These little keepsakes can add such a rich, multi-sensory dimension to your written memories.
They absolutely do. It's about creating a more holistic record of your experiences. That ticket stub may be paired with your written reflections on the music, the atmosphere of the concert. It creates a much more powerful and evocative memory than just the words alone could achieve. It's engaging different parts of your brain, enriching the recollection.
I could think of a time, maybe about 18 months ago. My sister went on this amazing solo trip to Southeast Asia.
Oh, wow.
Incredible time, met amazing people, saw breathtaking sights. And she kept a travel journal, pretty detailed actually, but just in a generic notebook.
Okay.
But when she came back, she had all these separate entries, and it was really hard for her to go back and find specific stories or remember the order things happened.
Ah, I see the problem.
Yeah, she often said she wished she'd had something with a built-in way to organize it all, like the table of contents in the Listallian journal. So she could easily revisit her adventures and share them more coherently.
That's a perfect example. It shows how a dedicated memory-keeping journal addresses a very real need. It's about creating a structured system for capturing and retrieving those important moments.
Yeah, capture and retrieve.
And when you start to organize your thoughts and experiences like that, maybe chronologically or by theme, you begin to see the threads that connect different parts of your life.
Exactly. It's not just individual snapshots anymore. It's like you're weaving together the tapestry of your life story.
Nice metaphor.
And by regularly reflecting and recording, you start to notice patterns in your behavior, your emotional responses, your personal growth over time. It gives you a really unique perspective on your own journey.
And what's particularly insightful is how this process can reveal subtle shifts, maybe shifts in your perspective or unexpected connections between seemingly unrelated events.
How so?
Well, you might look back at an entry from years ago and suddenly understand a motivation or a reaction you didn't fully grasp back then. It's almost like having a conversation with your past self.
And gaining a deeper understanding of who you are now.
Exactly.
Now, Listallian also talks about creative memory keeping with their journal, and I think that's a really appealing aspect, too.
It is.
It moves beyond just basic recounting, encourages a more engaging, personal approach.
Yeah.
And again, you can see how the journal's features support this, that quality paper, for instance.
Oh, absolutely. Knowing you have that thick, archival quality paper really frees you up. You can incorporate visual elements without worry.
Like photos or sketches?
Yeah. You could confidently glue in photos, sketches, maybe pressed flowers, even small watercolor paintings, without fearing you'll damage the pages underneath.
Right.
And as we discussed, that back pocket is ideal for holding those little tangible mementos until you're ready to incorporate them.
They also suggest using prompts, which I think can be incredibly helpful, especially if you're stuck or not sure where to start.
Or if you want to delve deeper into a particular aspect of a memory.
Yeah, and having those lined pages gives you a nice structured space to respond to prompts like, what were you feeling in that moment? Or what's a lesson you learned?
Prompts can be a fantastic catalyst for deeper reflection. They can guide your thinking, help you uncover details, emotions you might not have consciously remembered otherwise. And the numbered pages and table of contents. They become even more valuable when you're using prompts. You can easily organize your responses by theme or by date.
Creating a richer record.
A really rich and navigable record of your inner life, your experiences.
We actually heard from a listener, let's call her Emily.
Okay.
She started using a Listallian journal specifically for memory keeping after really struggling to recall details from her children's early years. You know how fast that goes.
Oh, it's a blur. Emily's experience is so common. Those early years are just full of fleeting, precious moments that can easily fade.
Yeah. And she mentioned that the act of regularly writing, even just for a few minutes each day, and sometimes using prompts she found online, has made a huge difference for her.
I bet. By taking the time to jot down those little anecdotes, those funny things her kids said, the milestones they reached, she's creating a lasting record, something she can revisit and cherish.
And organize within the journal?
Exactly. Makes it even more meaningful.
And she specifically mentioned how the quality of the Listallian journal, the feel of it, made the process feel more special, like she was truly preserving something valuable.
That matters.
She also liked the idea of being able to tuck little drawings her kids made into the back pocket, right alongside her written memories of that time.
That tactile element, it really enhances the emotional connection to the memories, doesn't it?
It does.
It's not just reading words on a page. It's engaging with physical reminders that bring those moments back to life in a more visceral way.
So for someone listening now, maybe feeling inspired to start keeping a memory journal, perhaps using a Listallian journal, what would be your key pieces of advice, like how to get started?
Okay, well, the first step is simply to begin. Sounds obvious, but it's key. Choose a journal that feels right for you.
And the Listallian Memory Keeping Journal, with its features, is a strong contender, as we've discussed.
Absolutely. Then aim for consistency. Even if it's just a few minutes a day, little and often is usually more effective than, infrequent marathon writing sessions.
That's a great point. It doesn't have to feel like another chore on the list.
No.
Even a brief daily reflection can add up to something really meaningful over time.
Exactly. And when you sit down to write, try not to strive for perfection. Just let your thoughts flow. It's a personal space, right? For your honest reflections.
No judgment.
Not at all. And don't hesitate to use prompts. If you need a little nudge to get started, they can be really helpful.
Okay.
Finally, and this is where the real magic happens, I think, make a point to revisit your past entries periodically.
Look back.
Yeah. That's where you'll start to see those patterns, recognize your growth, and re-experience those cherished moments in a vivid way.
I'm reminded of a colleague, actually. He started using a Listallian journal about a year ago to document his experience learning to play the guitar. He felt really frustrated in the beginning, you know how it is learning an instrument, but he made it a habit to write about his practice sessions, the new chords he learned or struggled with.
The struggles are part of it.
Totally. And even his emotional state during those times. Now, when he looks back through the numbered pages, he can see tangible evidence of his progress.
That's fantastic.
He can remember the exact moment a particular chord finally clicked and the joy he felt. It's become this incredible source of motivation for him and a really vivid record of his learning journey.
That's a wonderful illustration. It shows how a memory journal can track personal growth, achievement. It's not just about preserving the past.
Right.
It's about acknowledging your present journey and inspiring your future self. And ultimately, the benefits of this practice, they extend far beyond just remembering events.
Absolutely. It cultivates greater self-awareness, something Listallian also points out. And it's a way of creating a personal legacy, isn't it? A tangible record of your unique experiences.
For yourself, maybe for future generations too.
Yeah.
And it deepens your connection to your own history. Reminds you of the people, places, experiences that have shaped who you are today. By actively engaging with your memories, you also tend to live with more intention, I find. more appreciation in the present moment, knowing that these moments are valuable, worth savoring.
So the takeaway today seems pretty clear. Don't let those precious memories fade away. They are such a vital part of our identity, our life's journey.
They really are, and taking a proactive step to preserve them, even in small ways, can bring immense and lasting rewards.
And for those looking for a tool to support this, it seems like exploring Lestallion's memory-keeping journal with its thoughtful design, practical features like the ample writing space, the durable build, those organizational aids, and that handy back pocket could be a really valuable investment in your own story.
It definitely offers a dedicated, well-considered space to capture and treasure the moments that truly define our lives.
So here's a final thought for you to consider. What are some of these seemingly ordinary moments happening in your life right now that years from now you might look back on with deep fondness? What small action could you take today to begin preserving those memories? Thanks for taking this deep dive with us.